Hey guys, this past week I saw a video of Anderson Silva wearing one of those restrictive oxygen masks, you know, kind of that Bane look. One of those things for hypoxic training. So I don't know how old this video is. I'll link it below, but it was by Infinite Elgintensity who put it up. And he's hilarious, and definitely subscribe to him if you haven't heard of him. He's awesome. But Anderson Silva actually made his Gym Idiots segment for using the restrictive oxygen mask, and man, I can't agree more. Using that is just... Now, first off, let me preface this by saying I am definitely a bro scientist in a lot of ways. And what I mean by bro scientist is I don't necessarily think science needs to prove everything just for something to work. A lot of times things work, but have yet to be proven. So anyways, it's in the fitness world it's known as bro science, whatever. So again, I've been making notes this week, keeping them here, so I'm just going to go over a few things here. And what I did is I actually looked at a bunch of the different manufacturers' websites that make this stupid mask, and it seems like their most consistent claim is that it helps people learn how to more efficiently breathe, and that's pretty silly. And I guess you know when I really learned how to breathe really well is when I escaped from a choke in jiu-jitsu. And at that point, you know, when I'm able to get my breath, I really savor the act of breathing, and I do actually do a really good job of that. And I don't think I need a mask or anything to help me with that. Some of the mask manufacturers actually claim that this could help increase your red blood cells, effectively bringing more oxygen to your muscles. And nowhere did I see any type of scientific evidence at all that this achieves this. In fact, if you want to do any type of altitude training, what I read, this is like the minimum for you to increase your red blood cell count. Is you would have to live at a high altitude for a minimum of 20 hours a day for 4 weeks, 5 days a week. So that's living there at 20 hours a day, 4 weeks, for 5 days out of your week. So I guess on the weekends you can go head back to your low altitude. And now that I think back to it, I went to Colorado for a week, and how long it does take to get acclimated to like less oxygen. I felt just as shitty the day I was leaving climbing stairs than I did the day I got there. I really, like, my body made no improvement. I went up a flight of stairs and I was exhausted and totally out of breath. And I was in really good shape at the time too. I went from living at sea level in Florida as I do to the mountains of Colorado. It's a big difference. And in 7 days, I'm telling you, it's like minimal difference. At best, I didn't feel any different whatsoever from my arrival day to my departure day. And here's the thing too, this device, it does not thin the air around you, or even around your mouth or nose. The only thing it does is just restricts the air that has the same percent of oxygen. It just gives you less of that air. It has the same percent of oxygen whether you have the mask on or off. You just get less of that air. When you train, the purpose of doing that is to get the most out of your workout. So restricting oxygen is not going to make it possible for you to get the best workout. Let me give you a really horrible analogy. Let's say your goal is to get drunk. You have a 6-pack to work with, okay? So the best way to get as drunk as possible with that 6-pack is to take each 12-ounce can and pound it as fast as you can, okay? What the restrictive mask, the equivalent is having a 6-pack but you're only allowed to drink half each of those beers. So with each beer you drink 6 ounces, you gotta throw it away. Drink 6, but somehow at the end of having only half of those beers, you're supposed to be more drunk than as if you had 6 of the 12-ounce cans. It doesn't add up, right? Think of it this way. Wearing this mask is the equivalent of trying to train jiu-jitsu while someone's kind of like half choking you the entire class. Yeah, that's real comfortable. That's a really great way to work out and get the most out of your workout. Okay, I am an avid NFL football fan. And last week, the Patriots played in Denver against the Broncos in what is known as Mile High City. Okay? In the lead up to the game, I mean, I watched a lot of NFL coverage. Watched everything from the Patriots training and everything that week, and nowhere did I ever see any one of the Patriots players in preparation for the game to go play in a higher altitude wearing one of those masks. Not once. And in fact, Denver plays 8 home games a year, right? That's it. Well, the playoffs they played, I guess, 10 this past year. And any of the coverage I've ever seen of any of the football during the week before the games, any of the teams, whenever they go to shots from practice, have you ever seen any of those teams wearing masks? I mean, if this thing really worked, don't you think the NFL would have invested the $100 per mask per player to be able to have so the Broncos would not have their competitive edge? No, it did not happen at all. And believe me, the NFL and football players, I mean, as a former football player, obviously not NFL, but football players believe any bullshit nonsense. I mean, you remember those breathe right strips that Jerry Rice used to wear? I mean, that is supposed to, I don't know, whatever it's supposed to do, open up your nostril cavity or whatever and get more oxygen, make you better, keep more endurance and all the same bullshit I guess this mask is supposed to help you to do as well. Those things are gone. I don't see anyone wearing those things anymore, thankfully, because first off, you look like a moron when you did. Or the other thing is that the NFL players, when there's no scientific evidence that it does anything for you, are the ice baths. And they still do that. I guess it's not as popular anymore, but you still see them in there. When you train, the purpose of your workout is to get the most out of your workout. You can't do that by restricting your oxygen. It's just stupid. It does not work. It's bullshit. Save your $100. Do not make these idiots, companies, do not put your $100 into someone's pocket, because for stupid bro science it doesn't work. Just because you see someone you might admire, obviously a lot of us that do compete jiu-jitsu certainly admire Anderson Silva, right? It doesn't mean he knows the proper things to do and doesn't buy into bullshit. That's it, guys. I do appreciate you watching, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please subscribe here. Talk to you later. Os.